We're going to be doing another song night. And depending on what kind of group we get, we'll talk about Logic Pro 11 point whatever, maybe 11.1. Who knows what's coming next, but that would make the most sense as an upgrade. And I'm hoping that it'll be coming out this week. Maybe next week. There are a bunch of rumors right now about Final Cut Pro coming out with a big update this week, and that'll actually have some audio type stuff in it. I know that they're probably getting some sort of transcription thing where they'll give you captions based off of the words and other Apple Intelligence features. Well, in Logic, what we're hoping is that we'll get some more things with the session players and maybe some other nice, day-to-day type improvements. But, we'll see exactly what we're going to get with any of that stuff. Who knows? But we're going to do a little songwriting. I've really been thinking a lot about when I do things with certain instruments, kind of making more of like a little ensemble that I'm using the same instruments. I typically do for these song nights, use similar instruments, but perhaps making that into more of a thing. I really, really wish that the next version of Logic would have a better chord track, meaning that I can play something on my keyboard and I wouldn't have to enter the chords in, but that I could either just, take those, the MIDI regions and drag it onto the chord track, or even audio regions like we can do in PreSonus. PreSonus has one of the best chord tracks out there. And so we're hoping maybe Apple's paying attention and will steal some of that stuff, emulate some of that stuff, right? But we'll see what we get tonight. Hopefully there's some of you are watching and interested. And we're going to just start until we get a discussion going. Since this is a song night, I am going to put up some drums and bass and keys and just see where it goes. I always use the arrangement track. I love the arrangement track. I think the arrangement track has some room for enhancements as well, but I think for now it's a pretty nifty tool, and I just said nifty unexpectedly, but we're going to fly out our verse like that, and then we'll do it's like they always want us to start with these small building blocks, and I don't know why. That's cool. We rarely get to the bridge in these song nights, but that's okay. So once you have the arrangement track, one of the cool things about that is that we can just make one of the session players and choose our style, and it will put out those different parts of the song. Of course, I've talked about this a number of times in the past, but this is one of those techniques which helps you get past the 8-bar loop if you're doing certain styles of music. And so I think that that's kind of cool. We're going to do like the Roots brush. We're going to take it nice and low key tonight. But you'll see it'll put an intro in and a verse. Not always what we want, but a starting point. Because I want to go even less intense and less complex. I'm going to turn on, I don't have my CS12 turned on. I'm going to see if that's all working today. Oh, I see. Let's do that. Wow, that fill. Maybe if I did a fill complexity. something along those lines. Stay in the key of A minor tonight. Something simple. And we will get our groove track already happening. So some of these features I just love so much in terms of the efficiency when doing songwriting on the fly. Instead of always having to think, let's perfect it right now, let's just get it close and let some of these tools get it closer, and then we can decide if we even like what we're making. Let's hear what, yeah, we're going towards the beginning of that. Let's just. Okay, and we'll live with that for a moment. Let's actually do some chord stuff here. And Jamie, I'm still working on a video for you. You have not missed it yet. I've just been a little bit under the weather, more than I was expecting. I talked about this in a previous video as well, but I just had surgery 2 weeks ago to try to kill some cancer that I've got going on. And so this has been like the first stream back in like almost 2 weeks. Maybe even, I can't remember when the last one I made was, but I'm still going to make that video because I'm really interested in it. But I need to do a little digging further. I want to make sure that particular video makes sense when I make it. And sometimes some of the MPE stuff is a little tricky. I do have a couple MPE type control things, and so it'll be worth looking at, I think. Okay, so chords, MIDI input. Yeah. We're going to do that. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Cool. We'll do another one here. We're going to add the chords as we go because I actually want to like knock those out so I can add a bass and things like that without having to think about it twice. Let's actually have this intro go twice. I'm going to option click, drag that over. It'll move all of the other parts over. Oh, cancel. I don't want to do that. So I have 2 of those. I think it'll make more sense. Let's turn off the fills on that whole first one. Yeah. So the drums, I just want the fill to happen before it goes to the verse. And let's groove track that one too. So the groove track stuff, it is making a difference. So we have the ability to do like the rhythms, the follow rhythms. So I can have the rhythms of the two session instruments go off each other. But we can also have the groove track line them up so that the timing is also lined up, not just the rhythms they're playing. Okay, cool. And Michael's asking, well, I hope you are okay. And yes, it looks like I'm going to be okay. The doctor says that it was successful. There are parts of the end result of the surgery which are pretty intense and not great. And it's like you may find me in the middle of this stream just like hitting stop and leaving. We'll see. You never know. But we're going to give it a shot. Okay, we're going on to the verse. I don't have any chords already like pre-configured here, so that's always fun to figure them out on the fly, but we're in the key of A minor. What can go wrong? Nice and slow progression for this maybe. Wish I could. It's like that first one I played, I wish I was doing something useful. I wonder if I have. I wonder if it was in the capture recording cue there. It was. Hold on. Let's see if I can. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to solo this out for a second. Score that. And we did. It's gone. The magic moment has flittered away. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oh, whoops. I don't want to do that. Undo. Unsolo. That's what I want. Oh, before I record, let me listen. Because I don't know what we want. I know it's not that. I want something way more chill. So I miss having some of these things all in a similar place. They've made this more complicated, but you can still do the halftime. But we might switch that over to that. Let's see. Halftime still sticks. Okay. No. Ooh. Okay, maybe this one. Something along that line. But I'm going to go. Doing the slow chords makes it a little bit trickier sometimes to make up melodies over it, but I don't know, maybe we need a nice slow melody. So that should be now in the groove track because that's selected. Let's zoom in though. Oh, not there. We want to do it down here. Let's zoom in for a second. I mean, we played that so late. I don't want any of those fills. Man, the fills are, anyway, out of control. Okay, so now, because we have such a slow chord there, we can do this. So we're doing do 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 do. Let's see. Yeah, right to there. What did I do next? Do, no, no, do, no, no. And we did G, do, 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 no. Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah, we got that good. Okay, cool. Option. Let's see. I think we can glue these things together into one. Option, click that one over. Again, we're just using the chords because we are doing the bass. Okay, so now in the chat we're getting to the good stuff, right? L from the Bay says, I hope they fix their file management. It's trash, but other than that, Logic is phenomenal. DAW. Also, if they can fix a few things like having a better file browser, it'll take Logic to the next level. I agree. File management stuff hasn't changed in a long time, has it? Not really. They've added a few things in the library over time, but those things seem like basic long overdue crap. I mean, stuff like now we can decide which of the library things we want to see. They kept on releasing all of these like producer packs and nobody could find them. You know, it's like impossible to find. Now we can actually filter by those and the sound packs. But that's it. And then in our actual media browser where we have all of our files and stuff, it's a little bit of a mess. It's been like that for a while. Also, I was just using Logic at one of our university studios last Thursday in class. And, of course, we have like 1,000 plugins. It's like impossible to find stuff. It's like there are so many better ways of being able to load plugins and search plugins and find plugins that other workstations are doing that Logic should be embarrassed about how bad that is. And then Michael says, yeah, 11.01 still has bugs. That's one of the main things I kind of wanted to even like think about as if we were going to talk as a group. So frustrations, right? This is Logic venting session. You all know I like Logic. I use Logic. I can do pretty much whatever I want in Logic. Great. However, it has now been over 5 months since 11.01 came out, which means pretty close to, 6 months since 11 was released. Half a year. And they gave us one teeny little update to fix some bugs. A new operating system has come out. New computers have come out. And they're not doing any sort of like typical updates that you would expect when those type of events are happening. So for those of us who are on, Sequoia or whatever it is right now, the newest operating system, granted, they probably did all the testing and stuff internally, I'm guessing, using that operating system, but it just seems like, why wouldn't they have had some more just regular updates fixing bugs that they found? What has been so important in their schedules that they couldn't just release some basic bug fixes? And I got bugs out, like small things are like piling up right now. It's just driving me crazy. Anyway, tell me what you think in the chat, but we're going to keep on working on the song a little bit while we start. Everybody who's watching, start putting your favorite bugs in the chat while I work on this section of the song. And actually, I'm starting to like this a little bit. I don't save the song nights until I start to feel like maybe it's worth saving. I've never lost one. That I probably would at some point because I've had Logic crash more in the past like couple weeks than I have had in a long time. But anyway, it is saved, so we're safe. I'm going to use a non-Logic plugin for a second. The only one that I ever really use, which is the Reason Rack. I really like the Reason Rack still. They've come out with more updates than Logic has in the past 6 months. Everybody's come out with more updates than Logic in the past 6 months. Makes me cranky. I mean, ugh. And let's do a little bit of panning here. We still have to manually select stereo pan on tracks that we create ourselves when it's not, I mean, anytime, but sometimes if you have a template, you can do that. But when I do these type of nights, I don't do template work because I like to just think about things and make them happen. But I probably could make a template based on the same 4 or 5 things that I do most of the time. Nice and slow for this. Okay, some good more comments. Musically says, I often think if Logic was still under eMagic, how much better it would be. Apple has watered it down. So I'm not convinced about that. And I only say that because Apple does have the purchasing power to like get a bunch of tools that they've added into here that not every company could do. The stuff that they bought for all the sampling things that we have in there, which are incredible. Even some of the producer packs and things where they have the big name draw, just so many of the things that they've been able to bring into one toolkit. I'm not sure eMagic was going to do that or not. And I honestly don't mind the look of Logic. I know that, anybody who's like, looks like GarageBand, who cares? GarageBand is actually pretty awesome. I don't care about that. The power being watered down sometimes is an issue. I think that like the environment could have been developed more over the past 20 years into something really meaningful instead of something that's never changed in all these years. Diviam, I know Cubase had a big update and it looked like it was pretty awesome, but at the same time, a lot of the features that were added into the new version of Cubase felt like they were going back and adding what other workstations have already. What was, so Diviam, what would be like the number one thing that you felt was really innovative in the new Cubase? Let me know in the chat there. I'm curious in what you think. Because it looked like a lot of, like right now, there's a lot of regurgitation of things happening. Logic 11 partially was like that, with the stem splitter and some of the other things that they did, except for the session players, which I felt like was not a regurgitation of most other workstations. In fact, I believe, even though the chord track in Studio One is far superior to Logic's, they don't have anything like the session players that can then interact with the chord track that they have. So yay for having an amazing chord track and not tons to do with it, but whatever. That's cool. It's cool. Let's see. I'm not sure where we're going quite with this song, but let's check out the drum pattern in the chorus. Make some adjustments, maybe get some chords, and then I don't know if we're going to do vocals tonight or not. I think maybe this could be an instrumental. We'll find out in a minute, though. Yeah, that's the problem with that particular thing. It's not great. Musically says it's cheap, unlike Pro Tools. I use Pro Tools a ton, being that I teach at a university, which Pro Tools is the main software. That's cool. And Pro Tools says they're adding a bunch of stuff, which looks great, but there's definitely a cost involved with it. And I used to say things like, the cost of admission for Logic isn't the software, it's the computer. But have you all seen the new Mac Mini? I'm sure you've seen it. It's everywhere right now. I mean, it's the first time that someone like MK or Marcus Brownlee is talking about a Mac Mini on his YouTube channel to his millions of followers, right? That's the first time somebody at that level has talked about a Mac Mini. But it's like cheap. So cheap and powerful. And so we as audio people, we don't need all the power that the video people need. We can get by with, in many cases, not all cases. If you're doing big sample libraries, big orchestral arrangements, you still need a big computer. But for everybody else, it's like that thing is going to be amazing. And then I'm catching up again with Musically, who says, adding Steinberg spectra layers and a new speech to text coming soon. I know. So here's the thing about this. The thing about Pro Tools that has bothered me for years and years, anytime that they include something that's like a Steinberg product, right? And they used to do this all the time with different companies. So I remember maybe like 14, 15, maybe even longer, 20 years ago. It's like you'd get a version of Logic or Pro Tools. This is Pro Tools I'm talking about for a second. And you'd get all this other software that came with it. And then like a year or two later, they'd release the new version and they wouldn't have any of those licenses with it anymore. And so I always shy away from feeling really great about the partnerships that get formed. If Avid straight out bought Steinberg, which is probably never going to happen, then I would be like, okay, this is going to be a product included forever. When in fact, as it stands, enjoy it while it's there, because it's going to come around one of the days that they'll break their partnership and then it'll be gone and you won't have it anymore. That's my own 2 cents. I'm not saying that that's actually 100% truth. Okay, I like that groove that it gave me. I like that it goes from the high part down and then it just grooves in the lower stuff, so I'll do that. Let's try. Okay, so the trick now, I did more chords there. Let's see. So we're doing F. Good conversations. And at the university, we do have the perpetual licenses, so I'll have to check that out. But and how far did I go? So just up 2 bars down to the I think I did an F there. Let's find out. Right there. No, I did a. So I got to change that one. Come on. A minor. So in our ideal world, I'd just be able to drag this MIDI region up and have that work. But no. Oh. So that is an F-ish chord. So it's like a no. What did I do? Oof. Ooh. That was enough. Some form of F. We'll just do an F. Not an F5 though, just an FF. A. It looks like I'm just going back and forth. Some sort of F. And then A. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Let's get the bass part in here. Chill the freak out, bass player. Whoa. Ooh, something is all over the place. Let's mute that for a second. Okay, so we need to, looks like I need to quantize this one separately. I'm all over the place. Can't just be that first note, but maybe it is. Let's see if I can quantize this just to eighth notes. No, I can't. Something just... Let's just pull that just like there. Okay. Let me catch up on some comments for a second. So musically and Divian, we're going back and forth. Yeah. Going back and forth about Pro Tools a little bit. That's cool. Bungled that first part of that up instead of replaying it. Why would we replay anything, right? Let's just move that by hand. And then for the bass, let's do some notes, medium phrasing. Let's have it follow the drums a little bit. Fill mount, let's pull that way down, complexity way down. Okay, I like the bass way more simple. That piano thing, I'm gonna have to play it again, I think, because I don't. But I'm gonna have to follow those chords that I made. Okay, so let's do that one more time. And Chimera says, I would love Logic to have scale mode and piano roll. I'm okay with, I think, where that's starting to be. Okay, let me hear how that transitions across. That is, I really like the Rhodes upright bass session player. That thing. If you just spend a little time like figuring out the controls for it and put in the chords, I mean, that thing can cook. When it wants to, it can play something else when you don't want it to. I mean, that thing is great. There are other tools. There are other auto bass players out there. But to have the integration with the chord track and the other session players, that cross play, I'd be hard pressed to have someone convince me that there's another instrument that is as good as that does what it does. Oof. I don't know. This is kind of a fun jam. I wouldn't mind putting some words and lyrics on this, but I don't think tonight's going to be the night for that. Any other thoughts? I do believe we are going to get some sort of new Logic update this week or next. I've been thinking every time I thought we might get something when the new computers dropped last week. Now there's a lot of rumors about the new Final Cut version coming out. But it's time. I mean, we're almost 6 months since 11 came out. And then 11.01 came out pretty quickly afterwards. But, that was just like a maintenance upgrade in some ways. We're due. We're due for something. And if they hold off, then maybe there's a reason for it. But I don't have any idea what that is. I suspect that they're working on something. Okay. Unless there's any other thoughts, this is a terrific time to pull the plug on this stream. I usually go about an hour, and we're just 5 minutes under. And we've had a music lead talking a ton and Diviam talking a ton. Thanks both for being awesome in the chat. And Chimera and Al from the Bay and Michael for Reals and Jamie Williams. Most of them are probably long off doing other things, but why not be here on a whatever night this is? Or I guess it could be, it's Monday night. It could be Tuesday morning if you're, overseas someplace, but here in Denver, it's almost 10 p.m. on a Monday night. And it feels good to be back streaming and doing more content. I'm hoping to ramp up some new things in the next couple weeks, but it'll be slow. If and when a new update pops up, then we'll be doing some live streams and videos about that, big or small. So I hope you come back and check out more videos when we do them. But that's it. I'll see you all another day.